Alright, 2015-2016 NBA season preview. I know it's early midsummer, but like I said, it's on my mind. I'm going to go with the Milwaukee Bucks, who I think a lot of the hardcore fans, or a lot of fans in general, who follow NBA, I think a lot of people like this team. They like the young nucleus. I'll just run down. I think the Bucks right now, I had them as the 8th seed in the East this year. Yeah, it's slim pickings in the East because I think the East is very good this year. A lot better than last year. A lot of improvements. A lot of players from the West went to the East, or just a lot of key players went from one team to another that made their teams better. But anyway, so Milwaukee Bucks. I love Michael Carter-Williams at point guard. I loved him at Syracuse. Led Syracuse to the Final Four. He averaged 15, 6, and 7. I love those stats. And he went in there in the middle of the year after Philadelphia, so the chemistry will be a lot better with Carter-Williams and everyone. Along with, and they didn't even have Jabari Parker last year, who they drafted number 2 overall last year, who a lot of people think is one of the players, one of the next big things, one of the, greatest players of this next decade, kind of this next generation. They think Jabari Parker's that guy, and they even have him. And on top of that, the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo, the young, long, gets better every year. Averaged 13 and 7 last year. Chris Middleton, shooting guard, averaged 13 points a game. They just paid him 5 years, $70 million. And a lot of people I don't think they know what the Chris Middleton thing is. They only average 13 points a game. It's not like why did he get $70 million? He's one of those player efficient. At one point in the league, he was like second early in the season, he was like second in the league in player efficiency rating or something for a while, like only behind like LeBron or something. So Chris Middleton, he's a 6'7", he's a Thabo kind of guy, but who's more polished on offense. Yeah, I'll talk more about Thabo when I talk about the Hawks, but he's like Thabo. And then they signed Greg Monroe from Detroit, who averaged 16 points, 10 rebounds, and they were trying to build Andre Drummond up, Andre Drummond for the Pistons. So now Monroe on his own spot at center. I love that starting lineup with Michael Carter-Williams, Chris Middleton, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jabari Parker, Greg Monroe, and then they also signed Grievous Vasquez from the Raptors, who's been one of my favorite players for a long time. I just loved him off his bench. I love his energy. Always his big shots for the Raptors. I loved him back when he went to Maryland. Played in New Orleans or he played up a couple different NBA teams, but he's always been effective with baskets. So Carter-Williams with Grievous, even they were talking about Grievous starts because he can start like that. He played a lot of big games with Lowry last year, and he'd come in But so with Carter-Williams, Grievous Vasquez, Chris Middleton, O.J. Mayo, who averaged 11 points a game last year, if he could get hot, Jason Kidd's going to hopefully motivate him. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jabari Parker, also signed Chris Copeland from the Pacers, and they got Greg Monroe and John Henson. John Henson also a manageable big man. So they're about 9 deep, and I like this team a lot. Watch out for the Milwaukee Bucks. I have them making the playoffs as the 8th seed as we speak now, but I'm not really trying to put any seeds in them. But I have them making the playoffs in the East. Cheers.